Portland Sports Arena, this is Portland Wrestling. Your ringside host, Frank Bonema. Brought to you in part by Tom Peterson's, Oregon's largest TV stereo and appliance store. Tom Peterson's, 82nd and Southeast Foster Road. And by Friendly Chevrolet in Lake Oswego. Whether you're looking for a new or used car or truck, see the folks at Friendly Chevrolet. And a very good Saturday evening to you all, whatever you might be doing on this great July day and evening. We hope that you're ready to watch some great action.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have joined me at a pivotal moment in history. For tonight is episode 30 of the TEW9 series exploring the Portland territory, and tonight is the legend of the Thunderbird. Join me as we click the advance button together. And here we go. Should we give the night off? I don't think we should give anyone the night off. So if you followed last episode, we tweaked a couple of things. We put ticket pricing up a little bit. We've made this our season finale. We have put everything we can into the show. An extra $15,000 onto the set. And also, a minor band has been booked to play. I don't know, a minor band to around 1970s Portland. Give the night off. I don't think we should give anyone the night off. I think we should work and everybody is on the show. Tonight's venue. Right, what is the idea for the fans? Okay, a lot less, 7,800. Can we get a nice 10,000 seat arena? Okay, it's going to be the Memorial Coliseum. I think that would be best for this one. But only an importance of 50%. Okay. So it's less people, but maybe because of the premium ticket pricing. Most like the Memorial Coliseum. Booking team meeting. Oh yeah, we've got no stored creative ideas. This could be important. Okay, so we've got some 216. Let's see. I'd like a creative finish. If we can get a good one, a generic one. A big gamble. Okay, that's not going to be our main event. I can't I can't afford to put it in the main event. An angle idea. Big gamble as well. And then a storyline idea. This one also, a big gamble. Okay, let's see. So we've got 3 ideas here. Locker room incidents. And the head men's trainer, Antonio Nicki, ran his training drills for 6 students: Dusty, Dick Murdoch, Roddy Piper, Tiger Chun-Li, Greg Valentine, and Don Morocco. And no one's written this one badly, so assuming that all went according to plan. The backstage gossip is that Dick Murdoch and Don Morocco had to be separated after heated arguments. Dick Murdoch is a gloomy personality and is currently angry. So, and Don Morocco, professional personality. I think Don Morocco is the wrong person at the wrong place at the wrong time. But Dick Murdoch was probably like, where did I put my beer for the show for later on tonight when we're done with this bullshit? And Don's like, oh, here's your beer. Because Don Morocco sounds like that. The goddamn kid, that ain't my beer. And then, they got into an argument. Wrong place, wrong time. Don Morocco. Roddy Piper and Chun-Li butted head backstage. Now, these two were training together earlier on in the day here. Relaxed and happy. Okay, so they're both angry, but no one is in particular to blame, it seems. So that's okay. We're not going to address the locker room. Oh, we can't inspire. Intervention. We could address Chris Colt's alcohol additions today. But you know what? I don't think it's going to be the day for that. I don't think I want that evil on my hands. Open forum, that could backfire terribly. Meddle. Discreetly meddle with the relationship between 2 members of the locker room. Could we get Tiger Chun-Li and Roddy Piper in the same room and talk it out? Pull a rib. Team bonding. Bring together the key members of the roster. If we can't do inspire, I think this is the next best bet. Nothing noteworthy happened. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's go. We're on the show. Book show. And this The icon here is orange. Let's add it to the booking sheet. The only thing I put in there was steal the show. Let's add the title here. Jack Lotz. Oh yeah, we've got to take off Jack Nicholson from being able to be a referee. 1-on-1 in a Portland street fight. Taped fist. Steal the show. Okay, I have yet to reveal my plans for this title. And keep you guessing. What do you think? Should Antonio Inoki keep the belt? Is Torquemada going to run roughshod over him in this match and take the title in the main event? Is there going to be some sort of weird finish whereby Torquemada gets help from the entire Evil Enterprises? They'll be looking for him to help him in his corner. It's a street fight. They could put Antonio Inoki in handcuffs on the street fight, and the other guys knock him unconscious. It would be legal. Let's have a think. Antonio Inoki, yes, he's going to win this one. An open match. All outs. Botched interference. Torquemada actually gets hit by Gary Hart. So he's there. He's ready to interfere. He's got a fire hydrant. No, not fire hydrant. A fire extinguisher. It'd be funny if he pulled a fire hydrant out. I mean, Gary Hart, he trained back in the day, but I don't think it's that kind of strength. But no, a fire extinguisher he could probably lift up. He's going to go hit him with it. Antonio Inoki clocks the fire extinguisher itself, fires foam back in his face, steam in Torquemada's face. In the confusion that leads to Antonio Inoki being able to get the submission hold on the octopus stretch, leading Torquemada to tap out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be our main event. I'll do an angle before. Let's say 3 minutes in the interview. Should we have Frank Bonham? We'll do with Frank Bonham. I know we've got Keith Jackson as well, but I like Frank Bonham. That kind of it leads to the authenticity of the show. He was always the one doing the interviews. Torquemada off screen. And then we have Jack Nicholson with Antonio Inoki being interviewed. Nicholson hypes the main event. It's like the idea has been growing in my mind for some time. I think we're going to have a Portland street fight. Anyway, he's loving it. Jack Nicholson thinks it's the best thing he's ever seen. And it's going to be a spectacle. The match before the main event. Let's have a think. Should we go with the... Yeah, we'll go with it. Sort of a double main event of sorts. Let's not shy away from it. This is Legend of the Thunderbird, for God's sakes. Storytelling was said. Freddie probably can't work longer than 10 minutes. Frank Bonham, Lance Russell. At ringside, we would like to have... I want to involve him if we can. Okay, because it's at ringside, isn't it? So it has to be A. Yes. I thought clicking on R would do the ringside thing, but guess not. Roddy Piper. He's going to be there helping out his mate. Storytelling. We know Freddie Blassie was retiring 63 days. He probably will not want to do the JOB. But Ray Stevens is going to be the man we're going to push. We'll keep strong Freddie Blassie, though. We're not going to bury him. Of course we're not. We want him to have a really good showing. Do we want to have anything else? Should we lose his hair? Could we have Freddie Blassie losing his hair? Is he going to bite me if I suggest it? Wouldn't that be hilarious? Oh, all right, okay. He will get his head shaved, but he'll require compensation. I'm willing to do it for $2,000. We'll take that off now. We're overbooking it for the sake of it. But it's also good to know, if he's hanging around, we could shave his head on the way out. All for the sake of business, you know. Okay, and he did not complain to losing. And I think we have to have the masters here. Backstage interviews. We have to do it. We have to have nicest man in wrestling, Keith Jackson, the JR looking wannabe. And we have to have Freddie Blassie doing this promo. Right? What would the show be without Freddie Blassie promo? If we have him on the event, and he's going to be here, and he's going to hype up the card. You know, Blassie insults the pencil-necked geeks. And as well he may. But also, Ray Stevens. But he's mainly about the pencil-necked geeks and all the people in the audience there. And we'll do another interview here. 4 minutes backstage interview. Calling Keith Jackson. And we will have Ray Stevens. And he's going to be talking about Freddie Blassie. And he's going to be talking about Dutch Savage a little bit as well. Because he knows Dutch Savage is up to no good. Ray Stevens on his match and future opponents. Not that he's looking ahead too much of this, but they've got an ongoing feud. These are things that are happening. And unlike our TV shows where we have trouble booking lots of angles, we've got far too many angles so far. And we have to put in these matches, and we know we have another one on the pre-booking card, which is Vivian Vachon, Vivacious Vivian Vachon versus Donna Christianello. So let's add it to the booking sheet. The title on the line is the Northwest Women's Championship. Put the referee as Shag Thomas, the guy with the funniest name in the business. Are they going to go all out? Are they going to go car crash? Yeah. So, if you look at the card so far, we've got 2 big matches with babyfaces winning. Ray Stevens going over, classy Freddie Blassie. We have Antonio Inoki defying all odds and retaining the belt. The fans are going to go home happy, but I want Donna Christianello to keep her title here. I want her to be a long-term solution. You'll see why. It's going to make a much more interesting thing if we've got a lot of female wrestlers chasing a heel champion. Something there. I just realised I clicked off that one without doing the thing I was meant to do. So, that tainted win. Could they do some sort of crazy bump? Do you think they'd be prepared to do that? Crazy bump. Or creative finish. We have that one to use as well. And I'm not willing to do this, she says. Okay, we'll turn down the crazy to stunt. Less than medium size. Okay, Vivian now. Vivian is going to take a stunt bump and a creative finish. We are literally throwing everything at this match. And that's all our 3 pre-booked matches. So we've got a heel and Donna going over here. And move that one back here. We've got Blassie insulting the fans there. We have Ray Stevens, the babyface hero, going over on Freddie. Jack Nicholson hypes the main event. That's a line I never thought I'd say in a wrestling sim. Antonio Inoki is there going to defeat Torquemada. And we've got an hour left to book. So just these 3 matches have taken a lot of the time. If you look at the booking analysis here, which can be very helpful. This is our biggest show of the year. We've got all these people on the card, which we haven't used yet. But I'm thinking a $10,000 battle royal at some point. Obviously. We've got to have the $10,000 battle royal. Let's have an elimination 4 versus 4. I want some big stars on the card who we're not using. So, on the babyface side, we've got 4 of them here, and 4 of them I'd like to use. Dean Ho and Eric, these 2 are the tag team champions. They're going to team up again. Lonnie Main has got hot momentum, but this gimmick and everything, realistic redneck, he's going to be Moondog Main after this show, believe me. And we're going to tool him up with a new feud. Maybe against Mark Lewin, we'll see. The Claw, he's part of the evil group. Haru Sasaki, he is as well. And they're going to combine with the Von Steigers. So we're going to have 2 members of one group, 2 members of another group. This has to be a storytelling match, right? Can't put the Wild Brawl in here now. People are going to want a babyface victory as well. Tony Bourne, storytelling. And we're touching on a couple of storylines here. The Dean Ho, Eric Froelich, but we're not really using Tony Bourne's storyline because we don't have Gene Knitsky available. If we can add anything, I'd rather keep this one less crazy. Of course, Road Agents, Don Owen. Okay, so there we've got 41 minutes left. And we have creative ideas here, storyline ideas, and an angle idea. I think I'd like to add it to this one. Deploy creative idea. Are you sure you want to deploy the idea? Yes. And it will impact the storyline next time the story is advanced. And that's what I'm thinking now. Dutch Savage wins a match there. Backstage, saving the day. Dutch Savage and Greg. And why the hell not Freddie Blassie? But instead of an attacker, I want him on the side, cutting a promo at the side. So he's doing a promo on why Roddy Piper is the pencil neck geek. So let's have a look. Savage and Valentine. Run off by Stevens. We'll add the angle idea. This is what I'd like to have. It's a big gamble. So, Valentine and Savage. Rough up Roddy Piper backstage. Whilst Freddie Blassie provides running commentary and finds the whole ordeal hilarious. Hilarious. You can see I'm not in my regular setup today, so things are a bit off with the keyboard. Stevens finds the group, scares them away while issuing a warning to Blassie. Because you know they're meeting on later tonight, so. And what could be the reason that those two are there? Let's have a think as well. We should have a kind of a Wild Brawl type of match. We've got Savage Valentine, Texas Outlaws. Another short match here. Just a shorter match here, but Wild Brawl because that suits the wrestlers involved. Dutch Savage there gets the victory. And Dick Murdoch's going to be sad, we know this. Okay, so we need 30 minutes more. I was going to check one thing here that we haven't got. Jack Nicholson in that match? Nope. He turns up sometimes and says, I'm going to referee this match. Which is great. I appreciate it a lot, Jack Nicholson. You're really wanting to help out in this promotion, but we already have enough referees. So we've got good singles matches, a couple of tag matches. We've got the women's match. Everything's coming together. Is there any major stars that we are not using today? So we look at the well-known and recognizable. We've got Jack Nicholson. He's an entertainer. Frankie Lane. We could use Jack Nicholson, I suppose. He's a free spirit personality type. I'd rather not use him in a match, though. And who else? Judy Grable, Marie Laverne. Put those in a match. Shorter match here earlier on the card. Storytelling. I think I would like Judy Grable to win. Just to show we're not just doing one women's match. Little local workers, we never usually get too many. No, Ella Valdek is around. And then an American non-wrestler was a basketball player, 5'8". Wonders will never cease, but he's some sort of broadcaster. Anything else on here? Freddie Blassie has been used far too much on the show. I disagree. I vehemently disagree at that statement. We need more Freddie Blassie, if anything. Okay, so Frankie Lane, a heel brawler. He could face Jack Nicholson. We could put him against Paul Diamond. And Paul Diamond, he's on his way out. I'm not going to lie to you. Paul Diamond is not around for the long run. Is it the same Paul Diamond who is the Paul Diamond who was tag team with... who was he tag team with in the WWF? Pat Tanaka. Could have been him. I'm thinking we changed the show up a bit. We put the 8-man tag starts the event. Storytelling is all well and good, but we make it to lift the crowd instead. This is the feel-good moment to start the show. Frankie Lane is a heel, is going to win there. And then Ray Stevens. I'm going to talk in his angle here. Straight after this match. Now in between this one, people are going to be happy, and then a match, and then women's match, and then Savage and Valentine get their victory over the Texas Outlaws, and then do their business here. I said Davidge, so Savage. Again, it's dark, as you can see at the camera. I can't see the keyboard as well. Not that I have to look at the keyboard to see where the A and the S and the D are. I should have evolved beyond that stage. 13 minutes left and 84% matches. We need to have 95. We don't need to, but that's what's expected. We have any tag teams we can throw in here? They're heels and they're heels. So we're going to guarantee a heel victory here. Maybe we give Chris Cole a victory. Again, storytelling. We've got... Okay, maybe not having them as the opener. We'll move them back here. Somewhere in the middle of the card. Who else do we have who's good at charisma? It's backstage, cutting a promo. I like Jack Nicholson. I want to use him. Jack Nicholson, Roddy Piper, Greg Valentine, and Dutch Savage. Piper and Nicholson. Promo, just so they can get a little more time there together. It's only a 3-minute angle. Let's throw that in there between. Because there's some kind of super show here. Then that could be before that match, so that the Savage and Valentine know that they're there. Then they find him afterwards. Okay, so that adds everything together here. And one more singles match, because I think, didn't we have somebody else who was not star, major star, well-known, recognisable? Of course, Jack Nicholson got there. Beauregard, heel, entertainer. Let's have a look. Let's actually have a look. Last match found a 39 rating, 54, 57, 48, 53, 57, 48. I'm thinking about Dan Morocco, Beauregard. Yes, let's have them in. But not a long match. And also storytelling. 5 minutes. Let's make this a proper story. let's make it the story that Beauregard is strong, he's doing his thing, cocky, and he is overconfident. Flash pinfall. Don Morocco gets the victory. People are like, what is going on? Nice. Okay. I did it in the middle of the card. Okay, we've got a big event here now. So 15 segments. And let's, just for fun, let's have a 10-man battle royal on the pre-show. Because you know what? I like a good battle royal. Well, just to the men's division. Bull, Gary, Jack Nicholson. Why the hell not? Could we have... Okay. Let's have a look at the $10,000 Battle Royal. Just to start the show where people are trying to find their way to the seats, you know? Royale with cheese. Yeah, because it's a Royale with cheese. Why not? And as the gods of fate decide, we'll see who wins the 10,000. Maybe Sir Peter Maivia, maybe Gary Hart pockets the money himself. Jack Nicholson, always looking to make a buck here. The Claw, evil and mysterious. We'll see. Okay, so the main event is set. We have the Tape Fist Portland Street fight. We have the special attraction match of the card. It's Ray Stevens versus Freddie Blassie. The women's title match, Vivian Vachon, the new challenger, is going to face the evil champion, who's also recently won the belt in Donna Cristianello. Texas Outlaws are going to have a wild brawl there with Savage and Valentine. Gorky and Ivan take on the Hells Angels. Judy Grable and Mary Laverne. You've got to think whoever wins that match will be right in line for a shot at the women's title. Frankie Lane is going to be flexing his muscles against Paul Diamond. And then the opener, we've got a big feud match here. An 8-man tag. Dean Ho, Eric Froelich, Tough Tony Bourne, Moondog Maine, taking on the Claw, Haru Suzuki, and the Von Steiger brothers. But before all that action takes place, while you're finding your way to your seats, while you're buying your popcorn and your peanuts, because peanut allergies are not taken as seriously in 1970, you're going to have the $10,000 Battle Royale with cheese. Okay, anything else we should add on to this? 30 minutes of post-show time left. I think this is good. I think I want to see what happens. I am itching to press the start the show button. Before I do, though, booking analysis. Kay Noble, Evelyn Stevens are the two I'm not using. I thought Evelyn Stevens wasn't available. Ah, well. Could put them in the singles against each other to start the show, but at this point, I see no reason to. Okay, let's start the show. Wish me luck. And who won the $10,000? It was the Claw. So the Claw managed to throw everybody out the ring, put the Claw on each and every person. And it was Johnny Costas thrown out first, and Bull Ramos, Mark Lewin, Roddy Piper, Tiger Chun Lee, Sandy Barr, Peter Maivia, Gary Hart, and the man in the ring left with the Claw. At the end, kind of maybe as a happy accident, was Jack Nicholson. And what happened was he threw him out of the ring. He probably scared him out of the ring. Look at this man. He's a scary fella. And look, they counted with us getting about 7,000 something fans. We made it to 8,000. Of course, we didn't get a sellout, but it's 8,000 at premium ticket prices. So it'll be interesting to see the financials at the end of the show. But yeah. After this Battle Royal, half of these people will just, I'm off. I don't want to be part of this anymore. And the show opener. So the show opener proper. Crowd heat at the end simmering. That's what we like. Wrestling rating 63. Solid. 52. That's what we want. 66 overall. We had Dean Ho. We had Eric. Tough Tony and Moondog defeating the Claw. Haru Suzuki and the Von Steigers. And of course this was elimination as well. and we lifted the crowd. Tony Bourne, 72. This is the exact type of match which he can really thrive in. Lonnie Main, not so good. We're going to do something with him soon, I promise. And the two events here, the two storylines, All Germany Feud is advanced, and Dean Ho versus Evil has gained heat. Again, we weren't featuring Dean Ho this time. In shows past, we put him in big singles matches and he's delivered. But you can't put big singles stars in just one-on-one matches every single show. It's too predictable. This is one where just, keeping him hot, but putting him on a cooler thing, not burning him up, putting him on the side for a bit to then heat it up and maybe have a singles with the Claw, because he won a battle royal and he was in this match straight after. And watch this, Gene Kiniski. I don't think the Claw will complain about being used too much. And a very basic match here. It's 9 minutes just to cool the crowd down a bit. We'll keep them simmering as it was. 46, nothing major. It was designed to tell a specific story, but God knows what that story was, because it was a very dull one. But the story is Frankie Lane has still got it. He's a wrestling machine. And we've got a great... we did the 4-minute interview here. And Ray Stevens, he is telling Keith Jackson, he's like, no, Dutch Savage, he's an idiot. He's been beating up people left and right. He's been bullying people. And this guy, Freddie Blassie, he's no better. Anyway, the idea was deployed for the storyline and was a success, which is good. I like to see these greens. I like the 69 rating here. So we're heating up this feud. Judy Grable, Marie Laverne in the number one contenders match for the women's title. Again, it's the lowest thing in the card, and this is kind of why I didn't want to have the other women's match as well, because it was going to pull things down at the moment. But we are looking to change this, but it's not going to be over one night. Oh dear God, the Beauregards and Don Morocco match. This one's best left to the memories of the people in the arena that night, and even those people wish they forgot this one. This will not be recorded and shown at a later date. It was designed to tell a story, but and this brought the crowd down, cold and losing interest. We have to heat them up again. The crowd is completely cold at this point. Okay, I think we have derailed the train here. We have to heat them up. We've got some good angles coming up. I think this might hopefully do the trick. And in this match, Chris Colt, even though it said seemed off his game, he got 55. So he won with an elbow smash. So the Hells Angels are now gaining some momentum. And an average 3-minute interview took place backstage. Jack Nicholson and Roddy Piper cutting a promo. Additionally, Dutch Savage was off screen and Greg Talon off screen. Okay, so we've a little bit of a promo here, trying to get the crowd interesting. Warming up. There we go. Okay, so decent wild brawl, and we're warming up the crowd again. It was poorly placed. Again, we didn't know it would tank this badly. I thought all these kind of storyline style matches with the lesser stars in the start to the middle of the card there was going to have things ticking over after the big 8-man we had, which was so successful. But we're learning we can't let that amount of space go without anything truly interesting happening. But people thought this was good. Dutch Savage pinned Dusty Rhodes with a thumb to the throat. What a dastardly maneuver. Our beloved Dusty Rhodes, now true unprofessionalism, a clearly unhappy Dick Murdoch completely phoned in his performance. This is the question now coming up. As I say, we've got the Moondog Main we're going to reinvent. And also Frankie. Frankie we could do something with, but Dusty Rhodes I'd like to do something with because he's very good. But I can't see him being in the promotion and Dick Murdoch being there as well. I think Dick Murdoch has to leave. Valentine and Savage rough up. Roddy Piper backstage whilst Freddie Blassie provides running commentary. Finds the whole thing hilarious. Stevens finds the group and scares them away while issuing a warning to Blassie. Okay, we did the angle idea here. But it was a failure. Ray Stevens and Freddie Blassie carried the segment because they're very good. They got a 53. It's not brilliant, but the crowd is back and interested again. In a decent bout, which had decent wrestling there, but little heat. Donna defeated Vivian Vachon by submission with the body scissors. There was interference from Beauregard. She's part of Evil Enterprises now. Career finish was a failure, and the crowd did not enjoy this. The stunt bump, again, it went well, but it probably added a bit to the end here. But again, we're not setting the world on fire with these matches. Now, here we go. Freddie Blassie, Keith Jackson, and a good 6-minute interview that took place backstage. I think we're going to get to the cream of the crop now. These two matches at the end. This is going to be the tale of our evening. This is what people have bought tickets to see. That's why there's 8,000 people here. And we've got a good interview. It's hot and rising. Ray Stevens defeated Freddie Blassie. And, he only got 43. That's a shame. But Ray Stevens did very well. The crowd rating was not very good. Everything was hot here, though. Maybe continue this one. Maybe actually start them in a feud, and we'll see if Freddie Blassie wants to shave his hair. And Antonio Inoki. He has got the microphone with Jack Nicholson and Frank Bonham as the interviewer. And they're talking about Torquemada. Another important part of this show. We haven't seen Torquemada, not in an angle, not running in, not backstage, absolutely nothing until the main event. We're keeping him sort of prestigious. We're keeping him as a mystery, as a secret. They know they're going to see him at the end of the day. I'm talking about the audience. But sometimes protecting a heel is also don't let them be overexposed. Don't let people see your heel and get used to seeing like, oh, he's not a monster. He looks like the guy who works down at the petrol station. No, keep the mystique. And this is good. And they got a good interview. The crowd is hot. I'm just hoping that this main event delivers. I'm a bit anxious to press the next segment because if this doesn't deliver, the entire show is kind of... You've seen the other ratings leading up to this point. You can see the disappointment in my eyes in some of the segments. But if this one gets like over a 75 rating, I think we've pulled the nose up on the card. 83. That's what we wanted. This has made it. This has made it all worthwhile. In an exceptional match, Antonio Inoki defeated Torquemada in a taped fist Portland street fight. Match in 15 minutes, 9 seconds with submission, with a Manji Gatame after a botched interference with Gary Hart. And that's what we're talking about. He gets the fire extinguisher, he's about to hit him with it. Maybe Inoki comes around, spin kick, boom. Foam everywhere. And in the madness, and the crowd can't see what's happening. They're halfway up the ramp there, but he gets the Magic Atame on Torquemada. And it was designed so the wrestler could go out and steal the show. Antonio Inoki makes defense number 5 of the NWA Pacific Northwest Heavyweight title. And I'm not going to say he carried this one, but he did exceptionally well, but Torquemada exceptionally well as well. These two, of course, we want to see them lock it up again in the future. Maybe not at the next show at Redwood Rebellion, which we're now calling it. But we would love to see these two fight again in some sort of capacity. An 83 rating, there we go. It's that the crowd, which kind of wasn't the best thing, but maybe that's to do with how we booked earlier on in the evening and how those events went. So we'll see. The main event. Clearly, this was a card built around one match. I mean, I love to see Ray Stevens and Freddie Blassie. You got to think, what does your audience want to see? And I'm not talking about the thing on YouTube. What does this fictional audience in this game? Ray Stevens does not seem... I mean, he seems like a big deal for them, but Freddie Blassie maybe isn't the draw that we want to see. So the second best match on the card, which one was that one? Was it the... Because it was an angle. Yeah, it was the 8-man tag at a 66. It's a very kind of middle-of-the-road rating as well. Ray Stevens' interview was very good. Don Morocco, Beauregard, these two are never going to have a match again. If they start to do that and book it, start screaming at the screen, do not put these two against each other again. Hell's Angels, they surprised, I think, on this one. And Chris Cole, again, pulling the team along. And Ron Dupree we didn't get any messages for personal issues. It's also important when you're booking this game what doesn't come up and what makes things. Not just always Gene Kanitsky's tired, or always someone's got personal issues. When he's consistent, it can work. Ron Dupree as a tag team could do adequate work. But I think Chris Colt, we need to break him away from there as well. And talking about people we need to break away, that would be the Texas Outlaws with Dusty Rhodes. Valentine, he didn't get a message either saying we're using him too much in the show. So again, look at what's changed. Same with Roddy Piper. We didn't have Roddy Piper in a match. We had him a couple of angles. We had Valentine in angles and matches. But it didn't say we're using him too much. So the audience is now getting used to seeing Valentine, and they like him as a heel. They like to boo him. Address the locker room. Tell Greg Valentine is doing some good job. Then, of course, I've got to tell these two. Torquemada and Antonio Inoki. They are awesome. I mean, they ran the entire show. If they were not on the show, we would have not got good rating for this one. Greg Valentine, look at him. He's absolutely delighted. Antonio Inoki was pleased with my speech, and Torquemada also. This is going to be interesting. The financial report. We did premium tickets, 8,000 people. So $21,000 in merchandise. Who's our merchandise sellers? Can we see on that? Okay, but ticket sales, yeah, 241, or basically 242,000 here. And of course, workers' cost. We put a lot of costs on the show as well. Event specials. Not the venue hire was less than all the extra stuff we put on there. But overall, it added to what we needed. 61 was still there. We only recently got up to 61, so I wasn't expecting a big jump there. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Legend of the Thunderbird 1. You were here to witness the mayhem, the carnage that was Antonio Inoki versus Torquemada. You got to see one of Freddie Blassie's last matches. You also witnessed the title defense from the female champion. Tiger Chun-Li's grilling her. He was only involved in the Battle Royal, wasn't he? You can't please everybody. Got to witness the Texas Outlaws in a match here. We're going to see Chris Colt doing his thing. Also, Tough Tony Bourne showing that he still got it after all these years. And next time, we will see what feuds we're going to continue with, which tag teams we may be splitting up, which storylines can we begin, who is going to be the people we're pairing off to face each other on Redwood Rebellion. But we'll start to look at that on the next show, which will be episode 31. Thank you from Legend of the Thunderbird signing off.